Welcome to the English Inquisitor, an English podcast for Florida Virtual School. What if someone asked you to write your memoir, but you could only use 6 words? A publishing company did just that, and now the 6-word memoir has turned into a popular book series and web phenomenon. We asked for your own memoirs and got some great submissions from Florida Virtual School teachers and students. Mrs. McHugh joins me today to talk about your submissions, brevity, and 6 little words. Stay tuned. So today, Mrs. McHugh is with me, and we're going to look at some of the 6-word memoirs that we got from both students and teachers. And we're going to go through, look at and read at them. We found some interesting patterns, some interesting things cropped up.
Pent-up emotions.
This is probably relevant for a lot of our girls and any of our guys too. I turned 16, then everything changed.
Absolutely. I like reflect, redirect, reconnect, re-energize, recommit, repeat. That was from one of our other English 4 instructors, and it's definitely this time of year we feel like we're in that mode of like you're just going like a robot. There's so many things that have to get done, and yep, that definitely captures what's going on.
We also have several that kind of look at everything as a whole and not anything specific. We have another from one of our English 1 teachers, so grateful for this improbable moment, and won't regret what led to now, from Elise Bolton. Several, my life is adventurous and unpredictable, just kind of looking at kind of everything encompassing, and that one was from Shannon Wright.
Mm-hmm. I also see Always Standing Alone, I Will Persevere by Michael Brady, and Can't Wait to See What Happens, Candace Burnups. I think those intrigue me the most, the ones that you really have to think what exactly they're referring to, and they're nebulous, and you can use them in so many different situations. There's
another one, Because Life Isn't What We Expect, from Kayla Gomez. And one that I think is interesting, because at the same time, when we look at really 6 words to encompass everything, we feel that it's not enough. But at the same time, a lot of us are able to really get it down to 6 words. But we have one from Joel Hayes that 6 words can't describe my life, which I thought was also very poignant. So we have 2 sides to the coin. We can get nice and succinct, but at the same time, 6 words may not be enough.
Yeah, like that was my challenge when I was writing mine. I was focusing specifically on the craziness of my life, and what generates that. And in a word, it's my kids. So mine is kids equal love disguised as chaos. But it really took me a while to work into that. I knew where I was trying to go with it, but to actually get it to the 6 words was really challenging. And a conversation I've had back and forth in email with some students with these 6-word memoirs is that it feels much like the process of writing a haiku poem, and that you have to channel your thoughts very specifically and purposefully and in a concise manner to get across what you're trying to do.
Well, now that we have some other random ones, one from Nadine Colvin is Twilight, Butterfly, Shrimp, Randomness is awesome. And you'll see some ones that just really come out of left field, and you wonder what that they were thinking at the time.
Right, like nihilism and procrastination do not work, Tyler Box, which I love because clearly he had something very specific he was thinking about, like triggered that, but it's a grandiose way of explaining what's going on. Yeah,
definitely this time of year, procrastination is probably in a lot of a lot of our minds. Another one that relates to Mrs. McHugh's, we have another from Mrs. Thrasher, who's mothering 2 teenage daughters, developing rapidly. Mm-hmm. And what was fun about Mrs. Thrasher's, you can see it if you go on the blog, is that she took out letters throughout those 6 words and they spell mother, which was really fun. Another play on that, which you'll not so much get with haikus, but you will get with other poems where
like
you can
acrostic.
Yeah, and you can get images and different things, which is great.
I don't think we touched on Carrie Brown's I am not what you think, I'm different than you think, and don't judge, you don't know me. Definitely trying to send a message there about herself, as she really wanted to define how people perceive her.
And all different, but all using the same theme. And I liked Carrie's because that was kind of what I did to write mine. Was I wrote several different ones and then smushed them together.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing when I was going through the process. Like I said, I knew where I wanted to go with it, but it took a while to get there.
I wanted to, it was kind of an at the moment thing, but at the same time, I kind of looked at the whole span and realized certain patterns, and so wanted to included those. So mine was patiently creating, laughing all the way.
I think some people have difficulty in channeling it down to a complete sentence, at least as far as what we would consider a regular sentence. And so some people omit words, and that's when you really get into it's like other genres of writing in where you've omitted words or syllables to make it fit what you're trying to do, like as in Shakespeare. Just a little aside there.
Well, that's true, because with because that's when when you think of sonnets may not be our favorite thing to read, but when we look at what is put into making a sonnet and what you have to, it's like fitting a cat into a glass jar. You have to fill your container, whatever that container may be, and so you will get words that are left out, and at first it's kind of weird, but then it becomes really interesting the way you have the final product.
Did we talk about conventionalism isn't really my thing? I don't think we did.
No.
And again, that's where this was Kelly Whitaker, and she was trying to define the perception of others for herself, like how other people look at her. And I see a need for recognition from many of these. And I know when I was writing my own, I wanted it to be just a slice of who I am and what I'm like. And so mine, it's talking about my children and that my life is chaos because of them, but I love them. But it also kind of speaks to the fact that I am a mom, and that's part of who I am.
And then, you can also see where people just are in their lives, because the ones that we have from our teachers are, they're about parenthood and they're kind of at that point. And then, the ones that we got from our students, they're obviously very focused on school. We have, I hope to have a degree from Amanda Dollins, and school first, then all the rest from Anna Shireling. So that really came through, I think, in a lot of them, even if they weren't specifically about, those points in your life. You could really kind of tell where someone might be just from what they were writing about.
Sure.
And it's a good exercise because we all can write the 200 pages, 300 pages, more than that. We could fill pages with all of our stories and all of our experiences, but it's a good exercise to really, well, what if I only had 6 words to tell, to sum up my existence, to sum up my life and my meaning and everything that encompasses me. And so it can be frustrating. It was probably a little frustrating for Joel because 6 words didn't sum up his life. But it can also be fun and interesting at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, these are fun. It was a challenge, and it was definitely a fun exercise. because I think we do, we tend to be verbose in all of our communication. When we feel like someone's not getting what we're saying, we just keep on talking until it makes sense. That's kind of the way our society works. But cramming it into something short and concise, that's the trick.
And we really appreciated we got a lot. I was so happy to see all of those. And maybe it was because it was short. Maybe it was actually easier than people thought, but we got a ton, and I was really excited to see everybody excited about only writing 6 words.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was exciting to see all that. They really were striving for this sliver, this slice or taste of who they are, wrapped up in these 6 little words.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for joining us. We hope you'll tune in next time. We'll leave you with just 6 words.
I think we're done, don't you? 6 words.
Well, we've got to be done because it's only 6 words.
Please hang up and try again.